So this dude's an S-level psychic, like one of those super hard to control types. He's stuck wearing a control device 24/7 and gets patched up by his little sister, but that's just a band-aid on a bullet wound. The center is basically pulling their hair out, so they launched this massive nationwide project to find a perfect match for Kia Jun Min. And guess who scored the highest? This dude Yugan, who also happens to be the guy who saved his life, *and his first crush. But for some reason, these two totally hate each other's guts. Like the very first time they met, Yugan straight up headbutted his supposed first love right in the face. So yeah, it's a total train wreck. Even though they can't stand each other, they're forced to be roommates for the sake of, the entire country. They fight so hard that Yugan the guide, who's supposed to be calming him down, had to start training just so he could physically throw down with the guy. And it's not just the fighting, it's that they're brawling in the middle of the street and accidentally becoming front page news. This is a complete PR nightmare for the country, so the director's brilliant idea was to force them to live together, so they can beat each other up in private. And that's where our story kicks off. One day a thunderclap just rips the sky open, tearing a hole in reality. A portal appears, and this insanely powerful being with hands of fire just storms through like a hurricane. The arrival of these Espers totally shattered the peace the world had known for ages. I mean, compared to regular people, Espers were on another level with insane strength and abilities. Then this crackling sound echoes out. A flame ignites, and you can see this hazy figure inside it. See, no matter how strong these Espers are, using their powers pushes their bodies to the brink like a serious system overload. If they can't handle it, they literally go nuclear. But then a pair of hands reaches through the chaos to pull back the soul of an Esper on the edge. Turns out some people can actually calm these guys down. They're called guides. His arms wrap tight around the trembling Esper like he's shielding a flickering flame. Just a simple touch is enough to make a single tear fall, stabilizing their chaotic energy and pulling them back from the brink. So there's this center headquartered in some crazy tall skyscraper that was set up to manage all the Espers. They do everything, registering them, tracking power surges, and measuring how close someone is to losing it. Their whole mission is to match Espers with guides to stop these catastrophic meltdowns. Then this announcement blares out. Attention all Espers, participation in the compatibility pairing test is mandatory. A younger Yugan stares at the screen thinking to himself, guess I'm not getting out of this either. If I do this, will I actually find my partner? The TV keeps going. For more information, contact your nearest center. He thinks to himself, if I could just be partnered with that person. Then Yugan clenches his fist, his face totally lit up with hope. He can't even hide how stoked he is. Flash forward to a grown-up Yugan crushing a soda can, his face a total storm cloud. Kia Jun Min, that absolute psycho, he snarls, then mockingly yells, be gentle. Dude, are you insane chucking a soda can like that? Yang Su, a guy with some serious healing powers, gives Yugan this totally helpless look. Your face looks even rougher than usual today. I need to see Park 1 too, but the center's director spots him and just screams, Kia, leave him alone! Yang Su just looks at the fuming Yugan and laughs. You guys fight so much the director banned me from healing you anymore. Yugan is literally shaking with rage. That is so not fair, I'm not the one starting these fights. Why won't they let you fix me up? Then he just lets out this huge frustrated sigh. Well, who told you to keep picking fights with him? Yang Su says, tossing a tube of ointment to Yugan. Here, use this. Yugan's face brightens up a little. Thanks, man. He starts dabbing the stuff on his cuts. I guess spicy food is out for a while, Yugan grumbles. Yang Su takes a sip of water. Man, you're something else. Aren't you even a little scared of an Esper like Kia Jun Min? Yugan just shoots back. Why would I be? Even if he's under the center's control, he's still an S-level. Go on, try using your guide powers to take him down. It's not that simple. Hearing that, Yugan just shoves his hands in his pockets. Whatever. If an Esper wants to throw down with a guide, they can only use their raw physical strength, Yang Su went on. And just based on muscle alone, those guys are built completely different from us right from the start. That clearly hit a nerve. What was that? I can lift 550 kilos easy? Are you dissing my gains right now? Yang Su was just stunned. Well, okay. Super impressive, dude. For real. So if you're gonna talk smack about me, just imagine what I'm gonna do to that Esper Kia Jun Min. I'm Yugan, he said, puffing his chest out. I landed one punch and gave him a massive nosebleed. I have to fight back just to make things even. And over there, Kia Jun Min totally admitted defeat and basically bowed down to you. Then he turned and teased, after living together for 4 years, you'd think you two would be a little closer by now, right? Oh, crap. Yugan was totally thrown, realizing he'd actually been stuck with that guy for 4 whole years. He scratched his head, looking super embarrassed and awkward. Yugan's thoughts raced. But it's not like I didn't try to get along. He's the one who started all this. He glanced down at some papers. What are the odds I'll even find a good match with an Esper I actually like here in Korea? His heart was pounding. Even though I bailed on math back in 7th grade, I know the chances are like next to 0. Just then, a sharp crackling sound tore through the air. A super powerful Esper appeared out of nowhere. The raw power of these beings became a constant source of fear. The Esper thrust his hand forward and brilliant lightning just erupted from his fingertips. If a guy doesn't keep them in check, they get super aggressive, like they totally lose it. And the higher their rank, the crazier the fallout from an outburst. If an S-rank Esper goes full-on berserk, they could literally wipe a bunch of cities off the map. On the sidelines, Kajim and the Elder were stressing in the shadows. An S-rank psychic is always a major risk for a total meltdown. A ragged breath, and he coughed up a mouthful of blood. It was happening because he was rejecting the regulation. To be exact, it was a bad reaction from his contract mark. The contract mark is basically like a soul bond pact between an Esper and their guide. Jumin was bleeding like a lot. He gripped his shirt, trying to hold it together, breathing hard through the pain. Damon's still not here. My head is starting to get all fuzzy. This would all stop if Jumin could just get guidance from the one who marked him, Eugene remembered. But that guide's been MIA for 9 years. Someone yelled, "Jumin, get more suppressants over here, stat." But yeah, the situation was far from under control. Luckily, thanks to his sister, he could still get some level of regulation. Kia Jun Min, an S-rank guide, and Jumin's sister saw him and freaked, "Bro, just hang on." He managed to say, "Airman's here." Normally, he's got gear to control his power or uses drugs to cancel it out. To buy some time, but it's all just a temporary fix. She rushed to help Jumin. Being related by blood means the contract mark doesn't cause a rejection. Yeah, but Jumin was fading fast. But since their connection rate is naturally lower, it's not as effective. The center has been seriously stressing about this whole thing. So they finally launched this huge national project to find a guide for Kia Jun Min. Eugene stared at the results in his hand. The guide with the highest connection rate in the whole project was me. He just stared at the screen 92%. For real, the highest rate since the center was even created. This would even help with the whole reverse reading thing. Suddenly, Eugene clutched the results to his chest. Finally, I found my chance to pay him back. 2 years ago, a supermarket got totally wrecked out of nowhere. The walls came down and the cops were completely swamped. Some terrorist group had bombed the supermarket downtown. And I was the only one left alive inside. Eugene was pinned under a collapsed wall, totally stuck. He was so tired it was getting hard to even breathe. "Is this it?" Just then, when I was about to give up, Eugene saw this faint light. A voice called out, "Hey, you okay?" He remembered thinking all I could see in front of me was just loneliness and total despair. Eugene's eyes shot open, he couldn't believe it. And yet he showed up right in front of me. He looked at Jumin, his heart hammering in his chest. Eugene's hand slowly uncurled and he reached out, holding on to this tiny sliver of hope. His hand found Jumin's and he gripped it tight like a lifeline. Eugene remembered how from that day on the name Kia Jun Min was burned into his heart as something major. He gave a small, determined smile. "I have to be the best freaking thorn ever." A huge, happy grin spread across Eugene's face. "That's the only way I can help with the pain he's in." He circled the date on his calendar for the meeting with Kia Jun Min that the center set up. The day was coming up fast. Yeah, Eugene remembered he was desperate to make a good impression, so he went to get a haircut before the meeting, even squeezing into a salon that was appointment only. The stylist was like, "So can't pick a style you like?" He just stammered, well, he... Later, Eugene was just groaning on his bed, trying to sleep. "I even put on a face mask. How else am I supposed to not look like a zombie?" He kept messing with his phone, so scared of oversleeping that he set like 15 alarms before finally crashing just in case. The next morning, the sky was super clear, not a cloud in sight, and the sun was shining. Eugene rubbed his head, totally spaced out. He'd been so wound up he didn't get a single wink of sleep. He suddenly blushed, thinking, finally I'm about to meet him. Honestly, I never thought I'd actually get paired with him. I was just hoping we could be like good friends and partners. The driver saw Eugene blushing and just smiled. He sat on a rock clutching his phone, but my 18-year-old self had no clue how much that day was going to mess with that guide's personality. The black car pulled up and stopped. "So, after you say hi to Kia Jun Min, you guys will grab a bite to eat," the manager went on. "After that, it's just you two." Eugene totally froze. His eyes locked with Jumin's cold, totally blank face. Whoa, Kia Jun Min, Eugene thought, is seriously handsome. Look at those long legs and perfect skin. He silently admitted, if Kia was this good-looking. It's no wonder that entertainment company director scouted him personally. Then Eugene spotted a ring on Jumin's hand. "Oh, is that one of those power control devices?" "He even makes that look good," the manager said. "Jumin, this is the partner I was telling you about. Say hi." Eugene bowed. "I'm Eugene. I've been assigned as the temporary thorn for Esper Kia Jun Min." Eugene felt kind of proud of himself. This is our first official meeting, so being formal is the way to go. I mean, I come from a country that's all about respect. You know, the manager kept talking. "Your connection rate with him is a whopping 92%. Jumin suddenly exploded. "What, you dragged me all the way out here for this crap?" His voice was so sharp it made Eugene jump. "There's no way I'm pairing up." The manager looked totally mortified. "Jumin, dude, come on, just listen. The rate isn't 70 or 80%. It's 92%. That's insane. Even a trial run would be huge. So just try the temporary pairing." Jun Min just shot back all cold. "Told you I don't need a thorn." Eugene was like, what is even happening? He totally didn't see this coming, just getting shut down like that. The manager kept trying though. But Jun Min just snapped, "I said I don't need one." Eugene couldn't believe how easily he was dissing an adult. He balled up his fists. Asterisk, okay, chill out, man. Just forget it. Asterisk, Eugene. This is Kia Jun Min, the guy you've been dying to meet for 2 years. Your first crush. Eugene was literally shaking with anger. Yeah, my head's a total mess, but I can't get so swept up that I just go and punch my first crush in this face. Through the wind, the manager was still trying. Jun Min, the connection rate is a huge deal. But Jun Min wasn't having any of it. You is my only thorn. Before he showed up, I only listened to Jia Min Yun. Looking up slowly, his eyes all confused, Jun Min shot him a seriously irritated look. Asterisk. What the heck is this guy's problem staring at me like that asterisk? Then Jun Min blurted out, I don't take orders from some rando. Eugene just couldn't process how this meeting he'd been waiting for went so wrong so fast. He tried to talk himself down. Asterisk. No, maybe the guy has his reasons. Maybe I should just try talking to him like a normal person. Jun Min plopped down on a rock and waved his hand dismissively. Go bother someone else. And just like that, they were gone. Eugene was starting to get ticked off. The manager was still trying to get through to Jun Min. Eugene came all this way just to see you. Jun Min gritted his teeth, trying to keep his cool, but then just exploded, his voice echoing, Damn it, I said I don't need it! He glared at the manager, and both the manager and Eugene frowned. Eugene's brow furrowed like he was trying to choke down some serious rage. He started walking closer, step by step, closing the gap between them until he was right in front of Jun Min. His voice was dripping with scorn. What are you looking at, shorty? Eugene just froze, totally blindsided. The color drained from his face and he tensed up. Asterisk, shorty. Asterisk. He was shaking with fury. Hey, you. What did you just say? Jun Min played dumb. What was that? You're talking too soft. Can't hear a thing. Eugene gritted his teeth. All right, you're about to find out what happens when you run your mouth. Jun Min was still taunting him. Hey, cat, got your tongue! Before he could even finish, Eugene decked him right in the face. He stumbled back, grabbing his face, trying to play it cool. Eugene just smirked. So how's it feel getting clocked by a shorty and having your nose gush everywhere? Jun Min gritted his teeth, wiping blood from his nose. Asterisk, this kid is nuts. They both lunged at each other. You're so gonna get it. Oh yeah, bring it. The manager just sounded defeated. Guys, this is your first official meeting. Seriously, stop it. I remember thinking, asterisk, this is our first official meeting. And total train wreck doesn't even begin to cover it. We were going at it hard, just a blur of fists. Let go of me. No way. You let go first, you jerk, I thought. I was just thinking to myself. Sometimes I wonder if I hadn't lost it and grabbed Jun's hair that day. If I had just been a little nicer to Kyung Jun Min, would things be different between us now? Let go. Just look at yourself. The sky was huge and blue with just one little cloud. No matter how many times I replay it in my head, it always ends the same way, with Jun Min screaming at me in total frustration. Jun Min grabbed his hair. You think I'm just some stepping stone for you? Get real and get lost. But Eugene wasn't backing down. What did you just say? He bit out. You're the one who's tripping on your own hype. I'm a minor. I'm not even officially in the center yet. What promotion are you even talking about? The manager tried to jump in. You guys, that's enough. Today's meeting is over. Stop it. Without saying anything, Jun Min shoved Eugene away, a final cold move. Caught off guard, Eugene stumbled and fell hard on the cold ground. The manager rushed over to help him up. Oh my god, Jun Min, did you really just do that? Jun Min just glared at him, hissing. Asterisk, he really doesn't get it at all. He was breathing hard. I actually thought you were smart, but I guess I was wrong about you. And with that, Jun Min turned and walked off. Get lost. Don't want to see your face again, shorty. Eugene just sat there on the ground, totally seething. That psycho, he yelled. What the hell is his problem? The manager looked super uncomfortable. He kind of mumbled that he wasn't sure if he should say anything. Let's just find another spot for now. But I couldn't forget the story the manager told me. It was seriously shocking to hear. Right before you were supposed to meet, some major drama went down. Jun was laid up in bed. Kia Jun Min had lost his title. And because his stats were tanking, this guy named Park Young-taek almost forced him into a control session. I sat there thinking. Asterisk. So that's why he was so freaked out about transfers and promotions? At first I thought it was weird since control was only supposed to be like holding hands. But who knew he had to deal with something that messed up? I had no clue. Then suddenly it hit me. A thought just sparked in my mind. Asterisk. If that thorn Kyung Jun Min used to have was still there, our first meeting never would have been this much of a train wreck. I thought, we're the same age. So we probably joined the center's training program around the same time. Maybe we could have just bumped into each other at a training party or something and, slowly became friends. Asterisk. We could have been close, just hanging out venting about stuff. And while I was silently wishing for all that, I would have finally gotten the chance to say thanks for helping me, the one thing I'd always wanted to. His mind flashed back to the thorn Kia Jun Min had engraved. That dude was trapped for 5 whole years in the center's shady scandal, supposedly for helping Kia Jun Min bounce. That person took Jun Min's hand. It's cool. He smiled, all gentle like sunlight peeking through leaves. Seriously, Jun Min, it's all good. Suddenly his eyes lit up like he'd just found a way out of a dead end. An alert went off for a special thorn one that Espers engraved. Kia Jun Min called that thorn Uju, but word was he didn't even know Uju's real name. The center and the feds were scrambling to find this person. But even after scanning all the thorns, No one had the right vibe with Kia Jun. So Aojian was a total bust and the results were a big fat 0. I mean, no surprise there. But Kia Jun was still hell-bent on finding the thorn he'd engraved. He threw a massive fit declaring he didn't need any other thorn. He just kept yelling, "The one I engraved is Uju. I don't need any other thorn." The thought made Yugan totally deflate. Does he really hate temporary pairings that much while he waits for that person? If I were his main thorn, he'd probably be in a way better place now. And all this official stuff would be a total breeze. Sadness flickered in his eyes. I just want to help him. The small family home was filled with a familiar, warm, soft yellow light that lit up the room. He quietly promised himself, "All right, I'm absolutely not backing down." Yan's hand clenched into a fist like he was pouring all of his willpower into that one move. After all, the G in Yugan's name might as well stand for stubborn. He thought, okay, first I'm just gonna give it a shot. And just like that, time flew by, and their next meeting was already here. Jun shot Yugan a gloomy look. He just looked back at Jun and smiled. A super bright smile like morning sunshine. Seeing it, Jun snapped angrily, "Dude, you've got some serious nerve." He just laughed cheerfully and shot back, "Hey, thanks for the compliment." On the other side, Jun yelled, totally exasperated, "How can you even take that as a compliment?" Then he got serious. "Stop being so annoying and get lost. I don't take orders from someone shorter than me." Yugan's face completely fell, and he yelled back angrily, Shut up, I can still get taller." Jun sneered, "Yeah, right, in your dreams." Yugan's face tightened with rage. "You're just projecting your own stuff onto me. My sister was over 173 centimeters tall when she was my age. I'm so jealous of her height." Hearing that, Jun Min let out a small laugh. "That jealousy is so over. I don't plan on taking orders from anyone under 180 centimeters. So beat it." Yugan was so mad his whole body was shaking. "A shorty under 1.8 meters, huh? That's it, I'm so done." Then a sharp slapping sound cut through the air. The supervisor ran over, totally freaking out. "Sorry, you two. I suddenly got pulled into an urgent meeting." Right in front of him, the two were basically brawling. "Let go of me now. You think being short gives you a free pass to be a jerk?" They were both rolling around on the ground. Yugan grabbed Jun Min's head. "Don't ever call me short again, you mutt." Jun shot back, "Did you just call me a mutt?" The supervisor looked at the total chaos, completely helpless. "I'm talking to you, so just knock it off now." "Yeah, who should be saying that, huh?" He rushed over to break them up. "You two stop fighting right now, you hear me?" Suddenly, the supervisor clutched his stomach, looking like he was about to pass out. Yujian instantly jumped up. "Dude, are you okay?" He collapsed, his body going limp like a dead leaf falling without any energy. His stomach... Yujian saw the supervisor looked really bad. Yujian and Jun gave each other a suspicious look, then both nodded at the same time, calling a truce for now. Next thing you know, they're at the emergency room, and the doctor says, "It's stomach pain brought on by stress." He pressed on. "The condition is pretty serious. Have you been dealing with a lot of stress lately?" The person in charge looked super awkward and replied, Yeah, just a little." "Okay," the doctor instructed. "First we'll start an IV, and then we'll run a more detailed checkup." He smiled and answered, "Yep, I get it." Yugion and Junmin stayed completely silent, the guilt practically written all over their faces. The doctor slipped out of the hospital room, closing the door quietly behind him. "You just rest up." The second he left, Junmin started laying into him. "If you hadn't made a big deal out of that stupid compatibility rate, none of this would have happened," he grumbled, clearly irritated. "So stop making an innocent person suffer. Just be reasonable. And get lost." Yukian pressed his lips into a thin line. "We can't keep this up. That guy is always so stubborn and totally out of line. I'm about to lose it." He thought to himself, if this keeps going, his weak stomach is going to be completely destroyed. Looking at Junmin, Yugian sighed. "I have to find another solution and fast." He looked at Junmin from behind. Even the back of his neck was ridiculously good looking. How is that even fair? Ugh, just one good smack would be so satisfying. Wait. Suddenly an idea sparked in Yugian's mind. He reached out his hand to strike a deal. He smiled quietly to himself. This is totally worth a shot. Yugan called out loudly from behind, "Hey, Junmin." Turning around, Junmin shot him a look that could kill. "What is it now, Yugan? Whoa, relax. I haven't even said anything yet. And you already look like you want to eat me alive. And for real, why is your jawline so perfect too?" He suddenly asked. "You must be pretty wiped out today." Junmin answered, not caring at all. "So what if I am Eugene?" Reaching his hand out, a huge smile spread across his face. "Let's just shake on it." Junmen's eyes were locked on him, basically screaming, "Are you serious right now?" Junmen clicked his tongue, annoyed, but he still reached out to shake hands. A cold little smirk flashed across Yugen's lips and the whole vibe got super tense. Seeing that totally freaked Junmin out. Giving him major side-eye, Yugen suddenly crushed Junmin's hand. "What's this? What are you trying to pull?" He breathed out, his grip like iron, refusing to let go. Yugen totally flipped the script, slamming Jun to the floor. Jun thrashed, trying to get free. "What the hell is this?" Then Jun screamed, "Get off me!" Out of nowhere, a jolt shot through him, making him flinch hard from the shock. Yugen wasn't having a good time either. The feedback was fading, but the pain was still insane, like unbearable. But hey, if this can teach him a lesson he'll never forget, then a little pain is totally worth it. Yeah, he grunted, pushing through it. So you still think I'm playing around? Yeah, Jun Min yelled back, furious. You're a freaking psycho. Don't you get it? If the recipient rejects it, the spike can totally backfire. If you don't want to get yourself unalived, then move it now. Yugan just smirked, all victorious. Go on, try taking a guiding from a psycho spike like me. The current just kept pulsing nonstop, making his body jerk over and over. Yugan gritted his teeth, trying to just power through the agony. Seeing him like that, Jun Min screamed, "Let go of me right now!" All of a sudden, the world started spinning for Yugan, and he could barely stay upright. His head was pounding and his body swayed like crazy. Yugan just crumpled to the floor, totally wiped out. Jun Min was panting. You're twisted, he shot back, pissed. And you act like you're some kind of saint. Yugan was just lying there, blood dripping from his nose. You ever think about your sister? That made Jun Min snap. Who the hell do you think you are saying her name? You don't know anything. But Yugan just kept going. The family members almost never have good compatibility rates. Then he tried to reason with him. Even for an S rank, if the compatibility is low, it's super rough. And your sister's just a little kid, right? Like still in elementary school. If I step in, it'll take a huge load off your sister. That's not a bad deal, is it? Yugjin, still on the floor, said it so casually. Hey, I'm not the one who said you had to pair with me. I'm just planning on being your regulator until your person shows up. Think of me as like a portable charger or something. Junmin narrowed his eyes. So what's in it for you? He gave this icy smile. Would you think I only do things if I get something out of it? Jun practically jumped his face, a total mask of shock. You're doing all this for no reason? Yujian was thinking, whoa, his eyes are like saucers. He's kind of dorky cute, so I guess I'll just be real with him. Then I wiped the blood from my nose with the back of my hand. You know, so I don't splatter on anyone if the Esper freaks out. I didn't see him move at all. Yujian wondered what was up, why he was so quiet all of a sudden, then asked if this wasn't a good enough reason. So what? If I said my goal was something epic like world peace, would that make you happy? Junmin totally blushed and scratched the back of his head like, oh, that's not what I meant. Then he mumbled, fine, if it's just a temporary thing, whatever. Hearing that, Yujian just burst out laughing. See, you finally get it. It's just about regulating when you need it. Right, Junmin. Even when we're fighting, you're the only one who's gotten under my skin this whole time. Yujian smirked. You think I can't read you? I'm probably exactly the same. Then he just stuck his hand out. So now that we're a pair, you can help me up. Fine. Junmin's voice was like ice. Don't get any ideas. I'm not a pushover. Yujian sighed. Geez, have people been walking all over you this whole time or what? He reached up and grabbed Yujian's hand, and just like that, their messed up story began. A sudden shock zapped through him, and Junmin couldn't stop twitching. He yelled, you freaking jerk! Yujian just howled with laughter. And he still won't admit he's a total softie. They just kept poking at each other. Come on, you idiot. Just listen. In Yujian's memory, that was the beginning of the longest gig ever, 6 whole years of being his temp regulator. When the news dropped that I was going to be Kia Jun's temporary guide, the entire center completely lost its mind. Everyone was clapping and congratulating me. I was so confused, like, what the heck is all this? But the higher-ups were always pushing for me to get close to Kia Jun Min. And finally, I pulled it off. Yujian was just strolling along, humming to himself. Then his hand froze on the doorknob right as Jun Min reached for it too. Their eyes met, and they both yanked their hands back like they'd been burned. They actually put me in the same school and the same class as Kia Jun Min. Yujian's heart was racing, and he was trying not to laugh out loud. At first I was so hyped, because I thought just getting a normal high school experience would be awesome enough. Turns out I'd be in the same homeroom as Kia Jun Min. He actually looks pretty good in the uniform. I laughed. Maybe you're his total opposite. Jun Min just groaned, holding his head. Oh great, now you're following me to school too, Yujian thought with a sigh. Okay, this isn't going to be as easy as I thought, Jun Min said with a smirk. Just because I agreed to you being my temp guide, doesn't mean you get to be my personal babysitter. You need to learn when to back off. Following someone around who can't stand you is called stalking, you know, and that's illegal. I could see Yujian's jaw clench. Yep, he hasn't changed at all. Then he said, his voice pure ice. We're done talking. Jun's face went white when Yujian suddenly lunged forward and decked him right in the face. Who's the one dealing with my mom nagging about you every single day, huh? You think I actually want to be here? My mom made me. She wouldn't shut up about it. Stunned by the punch, Junmin just yelled. What the heck was that all about? Yugan yelled back. It's 'cause you started it. Everyone around us was freaking out like, oh my god, they're fighting, somebody break it up. And yeah, that's pretty much how it always went. We basically spent all of high school going at it. Even our super chill homeroom teacher, the one with the patience of a saint, totally lost it on us one day. He was furious about the mess we made and just snapped. The mop was literally stuck to the chalkboard. He was like, do you two even come here to learn or just to fight? And who brings a mop into a classroom? We both had to get on our knees with our hands in the air. Eugene Hector. I'm so sorry. Then I shot a death glare at Junmin. That's psycho. You were totally aiming that mop right at my head, weren't you? Across the room, Junmin's face went completely pale. Seriously. Look what you did to my pants. You better watch it. Yugan had to admit from the very beginning we were like oil and water. Right then, our English teacher just started shouting something at us. Our teacher just couldn't handle it anymore. It's 7 o'clock and you two are still at it. So he decided, this is not happening. Your punishment is cleaning the school grounds every single morning for a month. The sky was like annoyingly bright and blue. I was cleaning and totally cursing out Jun Min under my breath for getting us into this mess. I was so ticked off, but then I stopped dead when I saw what was happening. A girl was confessing to him. Jun, I really like you. Will you please go out with me? The second I saw it, I ducked back around a corner to hide. What the heck, I just spied on them trying not to make a sound. I was actually shocked that anyone would confess to that asterisk guy. Jun Min was so cold to her, saying, I'm not interested in you now and I won't be later, so stop acting like you even know me. The girl didn't back down. Wait, Jun Min. My own throat felt all dry just watching her get shot down that hard. She started crying and I couldn't help but think to myself, she's pouring her heart out, so why'd he have to be so brutal? I wondered if he was any nicer to that guy Duzan. I got lost in my thoughts about confessing. Like if I ever had to do that for someone, it would probably be for that cold-hearted jerk. An image of Jun Min reaching for me flashed in my mind. Because Jun Min was my first love. I let out a little sigh. Well, for now. I'm just the guy who has to put up with him. I squeezed my fist. My chest felt all tight with emotions. I looked up at the sky. What if I actually got the chance to tell him how I feel? In my head, I could hear Jun Min's voice softly calling my name Yugan. He was smiling, reaching out to me. I like you a lot too, Yugan. I had to shake it off, refusing to let myself get lost in that thought. I told myself, there is no way Jun Min would ever be like that. Nope, never gonna happen. I looked up, sighed super deep and thought, I honestly don't even know my own heart anymore. 2 years later, after a totally chaotic high school experience, we were both standing there in graduation gowns, and all these old memories came flooding back. I remembered when we got officially recruited into the transition center at that huge building. I yelled, you still gotta follow the rules today. Just because we made it to the center doesn't mean a thing's changed. Then I teased with a smirk. Yo, you even listening to me? I have to go work with the center director, you know. I cursed under my breath. That guy sneaking off to meet the director again. Every single time we see each other, it just turns into a fight. Our whole relationship was still exactly like that. And in the end, I was the one stuck cleaning up the mess all by myself. Whenever I got mad, I'd just start trashing the place. I stared at my reflection in the mirror. But one thing was for sure different. I said proudly, I'm 23 centimeters taller now. Guess drinking all that milk actually paid off. I rolled my shoulders. I've been training like crazy. Ever since I was officially recruited into the center. I trained my butt off to finally be the top dog when we fought. I even learned a bunch of different sports. I grinned. Who knew exercises to get taller could be this much fun? Turns out I'm a natural at this, just not at studying. Walking along, I was totally convinced that as I got stronger, our fights would get easier for me too. But Yugan was still worried. But this time my usual methods just aren't working. It's making me really anxious. I have to change my whole approach, change the rules of the game. I thought about how we basically adults now, still just rush in and start swinging at each other. It's actually kind of hilarious. I laughed confidently. Just you wait, Jun Min, you psycho, try and handle my new moves. I suddenly stopped walking, a random thought hitting me. I looked over at these two girls being all close and cute. All of a sudden, my brain shifted gears. Oh right, it hit me. There's a peaceful, ideal way. The normal way. The two girls leaned in and whispered something and it totally freaked me out. I immediately just bolted. Mom, come on. Let's get out of here fast later, sitting in this cozy little cafe. I sat there all alone. Yugan stared into his drink. I kept trying to figure it out, but I was getting nowhere. I ran my hands through my hair. If I can't use my fists, how am I supposed to guide that jerk Jun Min? My brain was a total mess. Besides like extended contact, there's also other kinds of contact. Like for example, guiding through the lips. My face got so hot. My head was spinning with all these crazy thoughts. I wonder if that day will come soon. In my head, I saw a picture of Jun Min pinning me down, kissing me passionately, and not letting go, our hands tangled up together. Will that day ever actually happen? I wondered. I wonder when we'll have a normal, heartfelt wedding. A blush crept up Jun's face as his breathing got heavy and ragged. He gently slid his hand under Yugan's shirt, feeling the warmth of his skin. Hold up, Kia Jun! Totally lost, Yugan just slammed his head onto the table, trying to delete that last thought. His brain was basically frying. Asterisk. No, absolutely not. Why did I just picture myself an asterisk, that asterisk roll? Yugan thought, my whole guiding style is like super aggressive, so when I have to do it in a rush, it's hard not to overdo it. And then a flashback of the two of them hit him. Jun Min had grabbed his hand, his grip like a vice. He'd yelled, whoa, take it easy, that freaking hurts. And now Yugan decided, this is all Kia Jun Min's fault. His own hand tightened on his glass, almost shattering it. It's because of you I have this messed up habit. That name has done literally nothing good for me, he sighed. Nobody gets it. I swear I keep telling myself to just stop fighting with Kia Jun Min. If any of them had to deal with how infuriating that guy is for even a second, they'd shut up real quick. Then a super loud noise totally shattered the quiet. A couple of people in fancy suits were at the counter ordering. What'll you have? one asked. Yugan was just watching. Asterisk woe suits. Haven't seen those in a minute. Must be some kind of event. Yugan propped his chin on his hand thinking, I feel like something like this has happened before. He remembered it then, a room full of blinding lights. And just like that, Yugan was blushing and totally zoning out. Asterisk. What was that about? Why were we both dressed up like that, asterisk? Junmin's voice echoed in his head. Just try not to start anything. Yeah, I got it. Yugan had shot back, totally annoyed. I'm not a freaking kid. Snapping back to now, he saw Kia Jun Min decked out in a suit. What's the deal? Is there some surprise event happening? Asterisk, Jun Min just muttered, looking pissed. So freaking annoying. Yugan's eyes went wide, staring at the guy right in front of him. Kia Jun Min, in a suit. Yugan's heart started hammering. Asterisk. Okay, I knew he'd look good, but this is ridiculous. He's seriously no joke. Look at those proportions. He looks like the main character straight out of some fantasy novel. His face, his whole vibe. It was on another level. Just then, the manager rushed over. Yugan, I've been searching everywhere for you. Thank God you're here. Yugan turned totally confused. You were looking for me. The manager nodded. Yeah, this whole event was super last minute, so I had to find you ASAP. Then he asked, you just saw Kia Jun Min in his suit for the Esper event, right? Yugan nodded. Yeah, I saw him. The manager gave him an apologetic look. We, just got the word that you have to be at that event too, so you need to get into a suit and get over there like right now. Sorry for the short notice. Yugan just stared, his jaw on the floor. Wait, asterisk item asterisk going too. Outside, the sun was beating down from a totally clear sky. It was crazy bright, totally blinding. Asterisk man, it's hot. Yugan wiped the sweat off his face. It's only April, but the sun's cooking us like we're on Huyan Mountain. He squinted at the stage up ahead, remembering that slow, sun-baked torture session more like it. That was the day Kia Jun Min got his medal. He walked on stage not just as a super rare S-rank Esper, but with a crazy impressive record of clearing 17 S-rank gates. Everyone agreed he was basically the strongest dude in the entire country. Yugan fanned himself irritably with a program. Look, even I'll admit he's powerful, but I just can't stand his crappy attitude. If he would just shut up and stand there, he'd look like a literal angel. Yugan rolled his eyes hard. Anyway, why'd they even drag a temp guide like me out here? Are Kia Jun Min's stats really that messed up right now? He glanced at the VIPs. Looked like a ton of big shots were here, even the president. If he lost it here, it would be game over for everyone. Yugan gritted his teeth. Man, thinking about it was just making him mad. He muttered a curse. If this is all it is, then just let me chill in the lounge. But here he was by this massive stage, waiting for who knows how long. Why am I stuck waiting in this killer heat? What if Kia Jun Min goes berserk right now and I pass out from heat stroke? How am I supposed to handle that? He flopped into a chair nearby. This is all Kia Jun Min's fault. I'm so freaking tired. If I just agreed to the wedding to get his stats in check, this would be way less exhausting. When I get back, I'm gonna wed him no matter what. Suddenly, Yugan's expression went all soft and dreamy. But with that personality of his, he's not gonna go down easy. He won't listen to the single thing I say. He rubbed his eyes, trying to stay awake. Kia Jun Min? What's taking so long? Ugh, I'm so tired. All of a sudden, the MC ran over to Kia Jun Min. It's time for you to come up and say a few words. Kia Jun Min looked over and just said, okay. His eyes flickered over to Yugan, who was nodding off in a chair. The MC asked, a little curious, is something wrong? He answered coolly, no. A small smile played on his lips without him realizing it, and he turned to walk away. It's nothing. Up in the sky, it was like petals were blooming in a dream. And right then, Yugan's head bobbed a few times before he finally drifted off. He suddenly slumped over his body, just giving out. Yugan fell right onto someone's shoulder, wiping a bit of drool from the corner of his mouth. He'd only closed his eyes for a second, but his eyes shot open. He looked around totally dazed. Is it over? Then he saw Jun Min right next to him and his eyes bugged out. What the why are you here? Jun Min just said, looking for some shade. Yugan yelled, aren't you supposed to be escorting somebody? Jun Min answered calmly, I heard his guide's stats were unstable, so they asked me to check on him. Yugan quickly pulled out his phone, his eyes glued to the screen. Then he just froze, staring at something on the screen. Yugan exploded. That jerk, you think you're so hot stuff messing with me? He waved his hand dismissively. Whatever. But his expression turned dark. Seriously. I hated that he gets all the attention. Yu-Gi-Oh's eyes were totally locked on Jumin's thigh. Oh my god. Why do I suddenly want thighs like that? He felt his face get hot and gulped. He must have trained like a beast to get that defined. I just wanna touch him once. His stare was kinda out of it. And wait, have his muscles gotten even bigger than before? For real. There's no way he trains as hard as I do, right? Yu-Gi-Oh was decided. Starting today, I'm gonna go way harder on swaps and weights and crank up the volume on my LX and lay routines. Just then, Jumin's voice sliced through his thoughts. Dude, why are you staring at my thighs, you creep? Yugan jumped and yelled, shut your mouth, I wasn't even looking there. He crossed his arms, smirking. Yeah, right. You're just jealous, admit it. Yugan's voice got louder. Freaking heck, I said I wasn't looking there. Jun just waved him off. Whatever you say, shorty. Yugyun totally lost it, screaming, Who are you calling short? I'm over 1.8 meters tall. Hearing that, Juman busted out laughing like it was the funniest thing he'd ever heard. His voice was sharp. Eugene, I'm not talking about how tall you are. Eugene was literally shaking with rage. This dude makes fun of my height, and now he's coming after... That I've never had a problem in that department. How dare he mess with a guy's pride like that? He lunged forward and grabbed Jun's shirt. Okay, fine. Let's see if you're really all that. Not backing down, he grabbed Yugen's hand, squeezing it hard. Yugen just looked confused like he had no idea what was going on. His eyes just went wide. In a flash, Juman had him pinned to the ground, totally helpless. He smirked, all cocky, teasing. You really think I'd back down from you, huh? Yuyum snapped. You're insane, get off me. Jan just calmly said, You need to apologize first. Yum shot back angrily. Why the heck should I apologize to you, move, or I'll kick your butt? Jump retorted. Because you keep staring at me like a total weirdo. Suddenly, Yugen yanked his shirt hard. The two of them just went at it, throwing punches. I told you I wasn't looking there. Yeah. Right, weirdo, I get it. Now apologize. I'm not a weirdo. You're seriously nuts. And just like that, it all blew up. A camera was silently catching every single second. After the ceremony was over, a camera was just getting some shots of the area. The cameraman was like, Whoa, what's happening over there? The screen showed our whole fight crystal clear, both of us yelling and swinging at each other. No freaking way. Is that Esper Kia Jun and his thorn for real? And just like that, our brawl was being broadcast live on national TV. A siren went off like a warning for the disaster that was coming. Suddenly, articles about their fight were popping up everywhere. What is wrong with you two messes? They both just stood there in silence. It was so quiet, like there was a huge wall between them. The center director gave this icy smile and asked, Cat got your tongues. Why is no one talking? She squeezed my hand hard. I'm pretty sure I warned you to be careful about how you act in public. How could the director scream, How could you two cause a scene at such an important event? Have you both completely lost your minds? John immediately bowed his head. I was wrong, director. I'll accept any punishment you give me. She smacked John Men's waist hard. You need to be more careful, you idiot. Jim Min flinched and bowed. I'm sorry. I swear it won't happen again. Her face just fell, looking totally defeated, like all the energy had been sucked out of her. Yugan tried to fix things. Director, maybe we could give you a shoulder rub or something to help you relax. The center director cut him off. Enough out of both of you. We looked up totally tense as they walked us over to this old busted-looking building. Staring at the dump in front of us, Yugyun said weakly, You're not serious. We have to stay here. The center director shot back. Yep, and from now on, you two are sharing a bed. We both totally froze when she added, Sharing a bed is the only way you two will get a chance to talk, and maybe not hate each other. It's how you'll get closer. Yugan yelled. Director, there is absolutely no way. He added, At least give us a decent place to sleep. Right away, the director bopped him on the head while squeezing my hand. We set up this nice big punishment room for you two and you're still complaining? Or maybe you'd prefer separate solitary confinement? Yugen clamped his mouth shut, his eyes wide with pure panic. The fear was written all over his face. No, that's okay, I was wrong. Looking at the room, he thought to himself, Thank God. He remembered practically begging on his knees until she finally gave in. Yes, director, we just want to switch the beds. Luckily, she caved and let us push 2 twin beds together. Jun walked along thinking, Do I seriously have to sleep next to Kia Jun Min every single night? He kept going. This is totally gonna kill my vibe. And then he slammed right into Unmin, staring at him with like a million mixed emotions. Kia Ununayan felt his face flush. Wait a sec, what did I just smash my face into? He stared at the abs right in front of him. They were so solid you couldn't miss them, like every muscle was perfectly sculpted. Jun Ben immediately covered himself up. What are you doing smashing your face into my chest? Are you some kind of creep? He was totally shocked, thinking, Did he just call me a creep? Are you? John yelled, all flustered. Why would I be crazy enough to do that on purpose? It was an accident. We both ran into each other and you're still calling me a creep and stuff. After he said that, Jun lightly punched his shoulder. Okay, whatever moves so I can help you dry your hair. Then Junin added, See, I told you it was nothing and you're already losing it. Yugen grabbed his own shoulder like super tight, his whole body tense, trying to get a grip while his heart hammered against his ribs. Crap, I don't think he noticed. That just totally freaked me out. When it was time to crash, the lights in the room dimmed, and everything got super quiet for the night. Yugen and Jun were in their separate beds, and he pulled the blanket up over himself. Night. Jun Min just kind of shifted a little, but didn't say a word, and this huge wall of silence just went up between them. Yugen sat up and flicked on the little lamp. Seriously, at least say something back. That's so rude. He sighed and flopped back onto the bed, pulling the blanket up while he just stared at the ceiling, completely lost in thought. Okay, at this rate. I'm gonna lose it. Whatever, I'll just leave him alone and go to sleep. The ticking of the clock was so loud in the room, each tick just reminding him that time was passing. But Yugen still couldn't sleep. His heart was pounding, and he couldn't even close his eyes. He rolled over to look at the guy next to him. That's normal, right? Jun Min was right there asleep on his side. Jun Min was literally right next to him. Damn, look at those shoulders. He thought back to earlier about how ridiculously good his body looked. Yugan felt his face get hot and quickly pulled the blanket over his head, trying to hide how embarrassed he was. He tried to talk himself down. Okay, Yugan, you're being a total freak. Then he glanced down. You're not a teenager anymore. Why are you getting like this? And then that uncomfortable feeling just hit him. Yugan shot up, his entire body shaking. Are you kidding me? His face was on fire and he bit his lip, trying to hold back the major cringe. Suddenly, Jun bolted upright. I can't take this anymore, he snapped. Your light's way too bright. I can't sleep. A guy needs to get some rest. Jun grabbed a pillow and headed for the door. I'm sleeping on the sofa tonight, so you can move the beds tomorrow. Just make sure we shove them back together before inspections. Yugan kinda laughed and said, yeah, that sounds fair. Before Jun left, he actually wished him good night. The whole room went completely silent. It was just Yugan left alone with his chaotic thoughts. He lay back down and let out a huge sigh of relief, feeling like a massive weight had just been lifted off him. That was so close, Yugan thought, trying to calm himself down. He probably has no idea. He didn't seem mad when he left. Maybe he really just couldn't sleep. He imagined Jun Min finding out. I'm not sharing a room with some guy who's having wild thoughts right next to me while I'm trying to sleep. Yugan blushed and rolled his eyes. God, if this mess screws up our contract, that's going to be a huge problem. If he was actually mad, he would have said something by now. He tried to chill out. I'm probably just overthinking this. Meanwhile, out on the sofa, Kia Jun Min was lying there, his own face totally flushed, not sure how to deal with all the feelings bubbling up inside him. Luckily, Kia Jun Min acted completely normal the next day, talking to Yugan like always. Hey, I moved the beds. You can take the one on the inside. He thought to himself. I was surprised too. I can't believe Mr. Kia Jun Min actually packed up some of my stuff. It was a little thing, but it kinda made me happy. Looking at the spotless room, it felt like Yugan and his sister were the only people in his world. Yugan walked into their room. To be honest, even fighting with Kia Jun wasn't all bad, because at least then all his attention was focused on him. The shirt was folded perfectly on the table, every crease just right. He held it, wondering if he'd ever actually be a real part of this guy's world. Will that day ever come for me? Hey, we're out of rice. Suddenly, Jun Min threw open the door, making Yugan jump. I'm ordering takeout tonight. He quickly hid the shirt and started walking away. Ever hear of knocking a little rude, don't you think? Jun teased. What were you doing, watching porn or something? You've got way too much energy. He panicked and shot back. What the hell are you even talking about? Jun Min just laughed. Oh, I'll deal with the food, you just finish what you were doing. Then he just turned and walked out. Yugan ran after him and to explain, no, it's not like that. All of a sudden, he tripped, his feet getting tangled up. Hearing the weird noise, Jun Min spun around instantly, his eyes wide with surprise. Yugan came falling right into him so fast he had no time to do anything. Yugan lifted his head and said, see, I told you it's not like that. He pushed down on Jun Min's lower half and kept going. I'm trying to talk, so just be quiet and listen. Out of nowhere, Kia shoved him hard, sending him flying to the ground and leaving Yugan totally stunned. He was just dazed and shocked by what happened, collapsing onto the floor with his face all twisted in pain. He yelled out, hey, why'd you just push me like that, ow? That comment made Jun's face turn completely red, and he clenched his jaw so tight he couldn't even speak. Jun yelled, full of anger, I don't know. It totally startled Yugan. He immediately turned and stormed off, leaving Yugan with a million questions. He just sat there on the floor, panting and muttering, what the heck? Jun Min's face was beet red with embarrassment, his lips pressed together as he walked away. Behind him, Yugan kept muttering, is that guy going crazy or what? Yugan's face suddenly got super dark with anger he was barely holding back. That damn Kia Jun Min. He pictured him getting ready for work early in the morning, and already starting crap with me. I told you not to squeeze the toothpaste in the middle. Yugan was furious, his hands were literally shaking with rage as he started slamming them on the keyboard over and over. The clacking noise filled the room. How I squeeze the toothpaste is my business, so why the hell does he always make me lose my mind like this? Freaking A Yang Su suddenly stood up. I'm bouncing to Haewon's wedding for a bit. Bruh, you're slamming that keyboard so hard it's about to crack. That's what finally snapped him back to reality. He just shrugged like, for real, where does the time even go? K, catch you later. By 10 a.m., all the other guys were already linked up with their experts, so they were deep in assignment mode. Someone poked their head in asking, yo, you not grabbing lunch with me? He waved him off. Nah, I'm good. Eating solo. Yuan stretched out. Ugh, I'm supposed to be at Kion Min's wedding right now. Whatever. He let out a quiet scoff. I should be at Kia Eunman's wedding. Getting him paired up even once a month is basically a miracle. Yugen just stared at his screen, lost in thought. Even though I've got literally nothing to do at the center, they still make me play matchmaker for other low-level Espers. If something went sideways while pairing up Kia Jun, it'd be a total nightmare. So until his stats chill out, I'm always getting dragged into these last-minute pairings. A dude clicked his screen totally drained and was like, my schedule's a ghost town today too. He just flopped onto the table looking super gloomy, letting out this massive, frustrated sigh. Over in the gym, he scowled and griped, every single morning it's a battle against a mountain of paperwork. He rolled his shoulders to warm up, sighing like there was no tomorrow. Oh man, typing all day makes my head and neck feel like they're about to fall off. For someone who needs to move like me, office work is actual torture. But then his whole vibe suddenly flipped, throwing a fist in the air excitedly. But whatever, I powered through because I've been waiting for this. With fire in his eyes and a stoked voice, he yelled, "Now it's time to hit the weights and blow off some steam." The sound of 4 sets of weights clanging together echoed like crazy through the gym. Yuan's grunts and counts filled the room, 1, 2, 3, 4. But right in the middle of his count, he suddenly froze when he felt something was off. He saw Cho just standing there, arms crossed, giving him a death stare. He thought, what's this dude's problem still counting? Seriously, is this guy back again? So nosy. What was his name again? He sneered. Why would a guide even bother with bodybuilding? That looks exhausting. Yugen's face was pure irritation. Asterisk, this guy for real. He got on my last nerve the other day. Yugen just tightened his grip on the bar, staying silent, just trying to block him out. Nope, don't even engage. I can't waste this precious time. In front of a totally stunned Cho, he just kept on with his workout, not missing a beat, and kept counting 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Cho was just frozen solid, his eyes wide with shock at the whole scene, totally unsure how to react. Yen gritted his teeth, his jaw locked tight, his face getting a little flushed from the anger bubbling up inside him. Asterisk Gunway kissed that moron. The heavyweight slammed down with a loud clang that shot through the entire training room. Yugen yelled out, totally hyped, "Man, that feels amazing!" Laughing, he grabbed a towel and started wiping off the sweat that was just pouring down his body. Chofuria finally snapped, "Hey, whoa." He looked like he was about to explode, his eyes blazing with hate as he screamed, "How dare you just ignore me this whole time? You think you're so cool, huh?" He just turned his head thinking, asterisk, aha, he's finally losing it. Yugen walked over. You could tell just by looking that this guy had a short fuse, so it was super easy to figure out what he was thinking. Yugen, with a sly look in his eyes, decided he was going to lean into a new vibe today, the super cool, mysterious guy. Could it be, "You're ignoring me?" Cho flinched and mumbled. Something like, "What the heck," under his breath. His face turned bright red as he shouted, "What kind of nonsense are you spouting, Yugen?" Yugen just gave him a smug smirk. Aha! Getting salty already, are we? Looks like it totally worked. He dramatically covered his mouth and said, "I'm so sorry, but I'm already dreaming of someone else." Cho totally freaked, demanding to know who it was. Yugen put on a blush and said, "It's called training and maybe, just maybe, this is my lifelong partner." His gaze went right past Cho, who suddenly felt this super weird, twisted feeling in his gut. Usually anyone else would have been long gone by now. Yugen looked at him and sighed, thinking, asterisk, where did this clown even come from, asterisk? Cho was shaking all over, his lips quivering as he shot back angrily. "What are you even saying? Are you messing with me?" Yugen's face went dead serious, his eyes full of scorn. Asterisk. Wow, this dude really isn't getting it. How annoying. Yugen dropped the act and spoke with a stern voice. "All right, I'm over this. This little act is getting boring, so let's try being real for a change. There are cameras, dude, so you better act right. You know what happens when an Esper hurts a guide, right? The punishment is no joke." He pointed right at him, calling him out. "And you're walking around all cocky because your partner's an S-rank Esper. Get over yourself." Yugen coolly crossed his arms. "I don't know if I'm the main guy in charge here. This is just temporary." Cho snapped. "Why are you yelling at me? That's not even what I'm talking about." "So what's your point then?" Cho stood there frozen, clenching his fists like he was about to punch a wall. "My point is, you are not Kia Jun Min's lifelong partner. Sooner or later, you're gonna get tossed aside." He thought to himself, completely unimpressed, asterisk, like those words are supposed to hurt me. Unable to stop himself, Cho screamed, "But you're just going to be thrown out too." Yujian was actually surprised to hear that. "What?" "Well, I guess it is what it is. Asterisk. Of course the person with the mark gets priority." Cho screamed in total defeat. "You're right!" Suddenly a voice from right behind him made him jump. "Hey!" He trailed off like he forgot his training. "Brought you coffee." Then he leaned in all quiet like, "Yo, Ayun Hayan, you've got that killer look in your eyes. Just you wait, rookie." Then he totally bolted, looking super embarrassed, which made Yang Su totally freak and yell, "Whoa, your hair's going wild," while still gripping the coffee cup for dear life. OMG, that was intense. Then he was like, "So is that dude from After City still messing with you?" He took off like a shot, but was still super curious, asking, "What's After City?" And when Yang Su was like, "You know the Esper from Cho," it clicked and he was like, "Oh duh. So that's gotta be his name. But like, why is Cho called After City?" And as Yang Su kept trying to explain, "Because Cho comes asterisk after asterisk," he just looked shook. "Whoa, it's like your brain, your face, and your body are all on completely different pages." Yugion looked so over it, but took a breath and asked again, "Okay, for real, what did he even get on your case about?" He said it dead serious. "And the dude just told him to watch his back or something." "I have no clue why he's always on me," Yang Su wondered. "Hey, did you get the official results? I heard a bunch of Espers scored lower than you. But that's why you're a target, huh?" Their boss totally ripped into the team leader for letting the guy slip away, asking if he was cool with that. "I heard some Espers got seriously trashed. Meanwhile, Yuan was just inside face in his hands. He's the one who choked. He's just salty and spouting garbage. Kia isn't that lame. Those Espers are probably just jealous because we're the smart kids who actually win. What else could it be? He asked, kinda curious, what's a bookworm? Young-soo totally messed with him, explaining, it's like a brainiac type. On the outside, you've got this whole professor vibe with the glasses and everything. It's a look. He said it with zero shame. And the guy shot back, hey, I'm not dissing you. Usually in your work clothes you look pretty lean, so they're just feeling insecure because they lost to a guy like you. He said it with total conviction. Then you better start training even harder than those Espers. A sound rang out. Young-soo was like, but for real? Aren't you scared of Kia Jun Min? Yugan just shrugged. Dude, of course I'm scared of him. He basically pays my bills. He looked intrigued. But like Edward just started beef with Kia Jun Min and got totally booted. You mess with him all the time and you're fine. That's actually wild. He sighed. He's probably talking about that whole dead thorn seal incident. That's why I've got your back. It seemed to click for Young-soo like how Hyeon also defends Hyun Min. Wait, did I hear you right? Yoo-jeon stared at him. Look, I'm not defending the guy, but that's like his deep-seated trauma. It's better to just leave it alone. Then his voice got low. To be real with you, sometimes I actually feel bad for him. Yoo smirked. Okay, now it all makes sense why you and the EXO guys are always at each other's throats, but you never get in real trouble. Ayudian yelled. What are you even talking about? Why am I suddenly so ticked off? Smack in the middle of downtown was this massive skyscraper. He saw Yugan shivering and just staring up at the sky. It had been forever since he'd actually gotten off work on time. He glanced at his phone, doing the math in his head. Since I'm out early, I might as well hit the market and grab a few things just for kicks. As he was walking, he suddenly heard footsteps right behind him. Hanbit came running up from behind and gave him a huge hug. Eugene, Hanbit said. Eugene's eyes went wide. He turned around looking totally clueless. Are you good? Hanbit asked, worried. I heard a rumor that Dobin from Gyeonmo was giving you a hard time. Eugyeon looked totally lost. Dobin from Gyeonmo, what's a Gwanmo isn't Gwanmo, the name of the center. He explained, Do chose an Esper who can whip up an invisible bow to attack people. It suddenly clicked. Oh, so that's why they call him Robin Hood. The bow thing. The nickname is just for show, really. All the Espers at the center get code names to keep their personal info on the down low. Like there's one called Spoiler who can see the future. And everyone else has their own nicknames too. The set line controls set rays, and the original rule was to pick a name that kinda hinted at your power. But now it's basically just a contest to see who can come up with the most unhinged name. A dude named Black Flame Dragon who can control black fireballs crossed his arms and grumbled, It's not that deep. The beekeeper can lock up the hands of anyone he sees, but I'm not the beekeeper. Right, he remembered. And then there's Choi Hanbit, codename Lamborghini. He's an Esper with teleportation powers. When he's by himself, he's fast like a Lambo. But when he's carrying other people, his teleport range totally tanks to like the speed of a wagon. So he goes from Lamborghini to Lamborghini. He'd heard a story once that Choi Hanbit got snatched by some anti-center group on his way home from school about 4 years ago. According to the news, this group's whole deal is grabbing low-level Espers or ones who haven't mastered their powers yet. They purposely push them to the edge so they lose control and cause all sorts of explosions. He heard that luckily Cho Hanbit was rescued right before he completely lost it. Someone yelled, Get Cho Ga Yu-gi-on over here now. The wavelength he's putting out is way too dangerous. So I have an urgent assignment to link with him and pull him back to reality. Yu-gi-on rubbed the back of his neck. It's whatever. He shut it down. Seriously, it's not a big deal. The rumors are all over the center by now anyway. I heard you ran to see him the second you got back. He grinned and shot back. Oh, did you hold up? Did you get taller again? He put his hand on the kid's head. It's super obvious, right? Are you even taller than me now? He ruffled Hanbit's hair. When we first met, you were just this little middle schooler. Yeah. He kept messing with his hair, quietly admiring him. Man, you've grown up in a blink. Hanbit puffed out his chest. So seriously, if anything goes down, you just hit me up. I've got your back. He let out a huge laugh. Haha, yeah, that's actually good to hear. He played along. I'm for real. Okay. He grinned. All right, bet. If something pops off, you'll be the first person I call. He looked totally hyped. Are you free tonight? Let's go grab a bite. Yugan just waved him off. Nah, can't today. Got something important to do. Hanbit leaned in, curious. Something important? Yugan deadpanned. Yeah, I gotta go buy rice. What do you think? He gave him the saddest puppy dog eyes. Man, you're always in demand, huh? For real, next time you totally have to eat with me. Seriously though, my bad. All right, I'll let you get to it. Later. Okay, he replied kinda awkwardly. Yeah, for sure next time. You should get going too. A wave of guilt washed over him for being so dismissive. He felt like a total jerk. Whoa, this is way heavier than it looks. He stopped dead in his tracks, muttering, Wait a sec, I could have just ordered this online. He fumed internally. That jerk. Did he totally play me? Who actually goes to a store for this stuff anymore? Yugen's hands were shaking. He was gripping the rice bag so tight. He cursed under his breath, That freaking jerk! But he tried to get a grip. Okay, chill, Yugen. It's not like you've been hitting the gym lately anyway. Yeah, look on the bright side. It's basically a workout. Then his eyes locked onto something and he froze, whispering, "Hold on, is that—" He stared at the poster on the wall. Isn't this that new ad June said he was shooting? His face went beet red. He couldn't stop himself from gushing, "Whoa, this is actually insane. The person who came up with this concept is a straight-up genius. Like, I actually want to buy this poster and hang it in my room." His voice was all goofy, totally forgetting he was mad at that jerk. His eyes were glued to the poster as he mumbled, "The face, the body, it's all just perfect." Yugan's bad mood totally evaporated. Fine. I guess I can forgive you for today since you're so hot." The second he walked through the door, an amazing smell hit him and he froze. Over the sound of sizzling, June's deep voice called out, "You're back. What took you so long?" "Whoa," Yugan yelled, totally ticked off. "Hold on, you sent me out to buy rice." "And you started eating without me?" Jun replied, super chill. "Well, you weren't here? What was I supposed to do? I was starving." Then he just ordered, "Come on, sit down and eat. I already cooked everything." He sat down, giving him a suspicious side eye. "Okay, what's the catch? Why are you suddenly being so nice even cooking for me?" Without waiting for an answer, he popped a piece of meat in his mouth and started chewing, his eyes lighting up like stars. He kept eating and exclaimed, "Dude, this is amazing. Where did you get this meat? Did the ortho clinic across the street send it? Over for Lunar New Year or something?" "Yeah, the ortho clinic. Something like that. I mean, the number of Espers June sends their way is enough to make anyone feel pretty grateful." "I should totally thank them." Jun Min tilted his head, watching him just scarfing it down totally in his own world. He let out a little chuckle and asked, "So is it good?" Yugan beamed, his eyes sparkling with pure joy. "Yeah, it's so good." Jun Min just watched him for a second and smiled. "Dude, no one's gonna steal it from you, slow down. You're a total carnivore, you know that." Hearing that, Yugan looked all confused and flustered. "What is with you today? Did you eat something weird?" He just answered, "It's nothing." Then his voice got all soft and nostalgic. I really miss living with him all of a sudden." Yugan looked up at him. Jun Min's voice was quiet. "Yeah, Jun misses him too." He spoke softly, his eyes getting misty like he was lost in a memory. He was a huge fan of beef. Jun's eyes narrowed with a look of regret. "I promised him once that when I got older, I'd buy him all the meat he could eat." His words made Yugan's chest feel tight. "I don't even know if I'll ever find him again." He lowered his head, not saying a word, swallowing down all the pain he couldn't put into words. Yugan was screaming in his head, "Hey, Jun Min, I can take it when you start fights. I can even handle all your sarcastic comments. You could hit me 100 times with a 2.5-ounce tube of toothpaste, or make me carry 1,000 bags of rice, and I'd deal with it." He bit his lip, pressing them together as his nose started to sting. "But this, are you just gonna keep your head down like that?" Hearing the clink of chopsticks against the bowl, Yugan suddenly shoved a piece of beef right into Jun's mouth. "I can't stand seeing you with that mopey look on your face." Jun shut up, yelling, "Hey, Yugan, are you insane?" Yugan slammed his hand on the table, shooting back, "I'm not the crazy one." He yelled, "What about you? What's with that dead inside look? Are you just gonna give up and stop looking for him or what?" Jun, still chewing, shook his head and mumbled, "Of course not." But before he could say more, another piece of meat went flying into his mouth, making him choke. "That's what I thought." "Eat up, get your strength back, and stop being so gloomy, got it?" Jun covered his mouth, still chewing. Yugan pressed on. "Being all depressed doesn't suit you at all. You told me you were going to find him." "Yes." Jun Min answered quickly. "Yeah, you're right. He said he'd wait for me." His voice dropped, full of emotion. "And I promised I'd buy him beef. I can't be like this." Yugan let out a sigh of relief. But then Jun Min's face went dead serious. "But Yugan, about that last piece." Yugan suddenly looked mortified. Jun Min yelled, "For real, did you just shove a piece of meat you were already chewing into my mouth?" Yugan went totally pale, his lips trembling. "Hey, why are you bringing that up now? Are you trying to start another fight? Chill out, man. It was just an indirect kiss. You just gotta deal with it." Yugan freaked out, yelling, "Indirect kiss defense." He lunged for Yugan's chopsticks, trying to snatch the piece of meat he was about to eat. "You think I'm a pushover? Fine. Bring it on, dude." Yugan's face was like beet red. He felt that warm vibe from before totally vanish. "He's the only one who can make me feel this way, isn't he?" Jun Min mumbled shyly. "All right, fine, you win this one." Yugan was feeling a whole mix of happy, sad, and ticked off. Maybe I can get in on that too. But as he went to feed him, Jun Min just burst out laughing like a maniac. "What's so funny? Feeling a little awkward, are we?" Yugan's face was on fire. "But I literally just had an indirect kiss with him." He covered his mouth and whispered, "Oh my god, Jun Min!" But Yugan just snapped, "You're such a freaking perv." Meanwhile, Jun Min was still cracking up. "This is awesome," Yugan thought softly. "I just want to see you this happy." The table was a total mess of snacks and beer cans. "Anyway, from the day we met till now, I was pretty sure you hated my guts. You were always trying to start something with me. You don't remember who started it first, do you?" Yugan held a can of beer, smiling with his eyes all crinkled. "Well, it's actually kind of chill to just sit and talk like this for once. Doing this every so often isn't so bad." Jun Min, sitting next to him, let out a soft sigh and looked down a little. Yugan wiped a drop of beer from the corner of his mouth. A hiccup totally cut him off. You probably have no idea how much I used to be into you, do you? Jun Min's eyes went wide, staring at Yugan completely speechless. The empty beer cans were really starting to pile up. You were into me, Yugan, with his face all flushed. And it's not just I was into you, it's more like I was crazy about you. Just some dude who's all looks. Something made Yugan look up. He froze for a second. Turns out Jun Min had leaned over to help Yugan down, his heart pounding like a drum. A beer can tipped over, spilling everywhere. What? Jun Min looked right at Yugan and asked, "Are you for real? You actually liked me?" Yugan snapped. "Not anymore. Get a clue, will you?" Jun Min leaned down, cupped Yugan's face, and kissed him. Yugan was totally shocked by Jun Min's sudden move. "You're insane!" They were locked in a passionate kiss, completely tangled up and lost in the moment. What the hell is even happening right now? Jun Min put his hand on Yugan's defined abs, making him jump. "Whoa! Where do you think you're putting your hand?" Yugan struggled, trying to push Jun Min off. Hey, hold up a sec." Yugan really fought back. Suddenly, Yugan felt his whole body tip over. He opened his eyes and saw his top half was on the bed while his legs were on the floor. Yugan sat up and buried his head in his knees. "Seriously, I'm having dreams like this at my age." Yugan groggily looked over when he heard a voice call out, "Yo, Yugan, if you're up, come get some breakfast." Yugan quickly pulled himself together, pushed the door open, and walked out. "Okay, just act normal. Don't give anything away." Whoa, seeing a whole spread of food on the table, Yugan scratched his head. "Jun Min, what's all this?" He answered right away. "Figured you'd be hungover after last night, so I made you some bean sprout soup." "Whoa, you can cook." "Dude, I make you food and you're complaining. It's not that hard these days. Sit down." Yugan sat down at the table and grabbed a spoon. Why is he being so nice all of a sudden? Then Yugan took a big bite. "Yo, Jun," he asked, "how is it?" Yugan immediately shot him a thumbs up. "Yeah, this instant stuff is a gift from the food gods," Jun snarked. "What, is it gonna kill you to just say it's good?" The two of them just sat there eating happily. "You just don't get it, this totally hits the spot." "It's good. Thanks. You should totally make this again sometime. We'll see if you're willing to share then." Jun grabbed a sausage from the plate. "So what's the plan for today?" "Today after I work out, I'm probably just gonna crash." "Wow, your life is seriously boring." Yugan immediately put on a fake offended look. Typical Espers. "What's it even feel like after you work out?" "Like you'd know." Jun Min just turned away and kept eating, totally uninterested. Then it suddenly hit Yugan. "Hold up a sec," he asked Jun Min. "Hey, this is perfect. You're free today, right? Then you should come work out with me. Everyone's going hard at the gym." Today's partner Yugan was lying down with his hands behind his head. "Yo, Jun Min, get over here and hold my ankles." "So this is why you dragged me all the way out here, huh?" Jun walked over and grabbed Yugan's ankles. "Duh, hold on tight. I'm heavier than I look." "Yeah, right. One little tap from me and you'd go flying. No joke." Hearing that, Yugan got pissed all over again. He shot up yelling, "What did you just say?" But he lost his balance a little, and his face ended up inches from Jun Min's. Yugan jerked back fast. "Whoa, we almost touched. I told you I was heavy, so you have to hold on tight. Who expects you to just jump up like that?" Nobody could catch that. I said hold on tight from the start. Remember? Yugan sighed completely, losing his focus. He glanced over at Jun. "At this rate, we're never gonna hit our goal for today." Jun scratched the back of his neck and looked away. "It's because of this guy I'm even trying. We gotta hurry up." The gym was starting to empty out, and all the equipment was put away neatly. Yugan wiped his sweat with a towel. All that was left was the final set of squats. Jun Min teased, "You were whining about losing focus earlier, but you look pretty fired up now." "Duh." Jun Min grimaced, and for good reason. "I was gonna ask you to do this last exercise with me." With that, Yugan kicked off the conversation. "You ever spotted for anyone before?" "Yeah, I have a few times, so I kinda know what I'm doing." "That's cool. I've never had anyone to spot me, so I've never been able to do these exercises right." "All right, spot me real quick." Yug started heaving the barbell onto his shoulders, totally determined to smash his record today. You could feel the hype. Jun Min stepped up, grabbing Yug's waist to spot him. "Okay, let's go." The barbell came off the rack, but one look at Jun Min's face, and you could tell something was off. The squat forced Jun Min to get super close to Yug. Like, wait a sec. They were so close, they were about to touch. Yug was putting everything he had into the lift while Jun Min looked totally uncomfortable. Seriously, Yug tensed up to push the weight. "Yo, help me out, Jun Min, spot me now," Yug yelled. That snapped Jun Min right back to reality. The barbell slammed back onto the rack. New record crushed it. Yug spun around to Jun Min, totally beaming. "Thanks, dude. Seriously, Jun Min, I only made it 'cause of you." Yug continued. "Hey, where are you going? The best part's just starting. I'm gonna show you how it's done." But for some reason, Jun Min just lost it. "Are we doing this again? You think I'd try to sabotage you on purpose?" "That's not it at all." Jun Min gritted his teeth. Asterisk, that freaking Yug. He balled up his fist. Asterisk. Why am I being like this, asterisk? Later in the quiet home gym, Yug was stretched out on the mat. So that was it for stretching today. He opened his eyes and stared at the ceiling. Asterisk, what now, asterisk? Maybe he'd do some squats while binging those shows he never finished. That guy Jun Min had dragged him to the gym crazy early this morning, but he was acting super weird. Yug thought back to Jun Min's scowling face from earlier. Say whatever you want, Jun had mumbled before slamming the door. His bad mood definitely hadn't changed. Suddenly, the doorbell rang. Yug looked up. Oh, it was Jaemin at the door. Yo, who is it? It's me, Jaemin said, letting herself in. What's up? It's a total blizzard out there and you still came over. It was Jun Min's actual little sister. She flashed a huge smile. My friend got back from a trip and brought me dried mango. I immediately thought of you and wanted to share. Yug was seriously touched. He couldn't believe she'd trekked through the wind and snow just to bring him some mango. Jaemin, don't just stand in the doorway. Get inside. It's freezing out there, isn't it? Honestly, his friend Jaemin was a legit angel. Yug started thinking about the past. The first time he met Jaemin was the day he moved into the apartment complex. Yug had tripped over a rock and completely wiped out his stuff going everywhere. While moving in, he'd accidentally toppled everything and ended up squashed like a pancake under his own boxes. Yug just sat there hugging his knees. Ah, found it. It was all thanks to a photocard of that singer Giselle that Jaemin had found. That's how they even started talking. Jaemin was so stoked when she picked up the card. No way is this the limited edition photocard from Giselle's first concert DVD. Are you a fan? Yug had asked, confused. Huh, oh no, not me. My older brother is a huge fan. But Jaemin was still super curious. But you know who Giselle is, right? You've got to know him. Yeah, probably. And since that day, the two had been best buds. He still remembered how Jun Min's face went totally dark like he was at a funeral when he saw him and Jaemin getting along so well. The dried mango slices were now arranged perfectly on a plate. Jaemin was holding a piece of mango saying, by the way, speaking of Giselle, when Jun Min appeared out of thin air. What are you doing, dude? You scared me. Jun just turned his head away. Probably gossiping about that Kim Min-soo guy again, right? So lame. His name is Kanji Seo, and who died and made you the name police. Seriously, don't you guys ever get sick of this? Go on, say it. It's the same old story. If you're that bored, just leave us alone. Yug just watched the siblings go at it. Asterisk. Wait, when did he even sneak in here? That's some next-level ninja stuff. Why should I leave? This is my place, Jun argued. Jaemin shot back. Since when is this just asterisk your asterisk place? It's Yug's home, too. And for the record, this property belongs to the center, so there. In the end, it was just another argument. It's pretty sweet, though, living here rent-free since it's attached to the center. Yug flashed back to the past again. Asterisk man. I used to fight with my sister exactly like this. Try me one more time, I swear to God. Jun glared daggers at Yug, but it was all because of him after all. Yug was baffled. Me, how did I get dragged into this all of a sudden? Jaemin instantly jumped to Yug's defense. How dare you glare at my precious Yug like that? He's the only one I can have deep intellectual discussions about Giselle with. You need to be polite. Yug was totally moved. Jaemin, what are you doing? Jaemin just shouted. Who said you could glare at Yug like that? All right. Jun grabbed his head. Okay, I'm done. I give up. No matter how much of a big shot Jun Min thought he was completely weak when his little sister was around. Outside the window, the sun was finally setting. Hey guys, aren't you gonna eat a dinner? Oh shoot, it's already evening. Yug turned to Jaemin. So what do you want to eat? Can we get fried chicken? Fried chicken is life. Let's order it. But Jun, of course, was not happy. I don't like fried chicken. And who asked you if someone orders it, you just eat it? That girl is seriously the best. Jaemin was so cool, Yug said excitedly. Jaemin, let me get it. Order anything you want, it's on me. You don't have to. I'll make Jun pay for it. I said I don't want fried chicken. Just then, Jaemin cut him off, holding her hand out to Jun. You're too loud. If you're not going to eat, then be quiet. Give me your card. Yug and I are going to eat. Jun looked down. Wow, that feeling of betrayal was just too real. People always say raising a sister is like raising a tiger, and man, is that true. Jaemin glanced over at him. If you're going to be reasonable, you should be the one paying. You know how big the pay gap is between you and Yug, right? Jaemin's words hit hard. Totally hit a nerve with Yu Yong. Hold up, Juman. You just screwed us both over. Yu Yong raised a hand to wipe off some sweat trying to play it cool. Juman just smirked at him. Asterisk. This dude's seriously asterisk. Juman held out his card. If you're getting chicken, get some soy garlic too. Hey, Yu Yong, say my name. Yu Yong frowned. What? Just when things were fine. He turned around. Kia Juman. Are you seriously gonna bring my brother's name into this? Juman's full name was Kia Juman. Hey Juman, you're getting all bent out of shape over how I say your name, aren't you? Wow, you're a real genius. Yu Yong shot up from his seat. So what if I am? It's not like I'm the only one. Besides, I've got my backup right here today. I said it right. Stop trying to twist things. Juman wasn't backing down either. You think I'm that stupid? You only call me gay Juman when you're pissed off. Say it right. And don't play innocent. The two of them just kept going at it. Why would I listen to an idiot who doesn't even know what a diphthong is? You think I don't know what a diphthong is? It's a vowel and a semi-vowel combo, right? I have them all memorized. I knew a day like this would come, so I Googled it and, and memorized everything. See, Jumin's still all worked up, huh, geez? Then say it again. Gay Jumin. Kia Jumin. Gay Jumin. Kia Jumin. Yeah, Jumin was about to completely snap. You punk, you got a death wish, let go of me, get off. Can you two just shut up? Don't you see I'm trying to order? It was already dark out. After we eat, I'm gonna head out first. It's getting late. We should watch Giselle's concert DVD one of these days. Okay? Yeah. Alright, get home safe, Jimin. Jumin put on his jacket. Wait, I'll walk you home. No, it's fine. I can go by myself. Yu Young waved him off. Hey, Jimin, I told you I'm fine on my own. Those two, all of a sudden, Yu Young's arm dropped to his side. Hearing Jumin and Giselle's names must have made him think of his sister. The picture of him and his sister sat on Yu Young's desk. Time is a trip, you know. I've officially lived longer than you ever did. Sounds messed up, right? But it's true. Every time I realize that, it feels so damn weird. Sis, where are you? So dark and everything's a mess here. I can't move my legs. I was just with them. But where are you now? Wait, where even are you? We have to get out of here fast. Yu Young was panting hard. He opened his eyes, tears just streaming down. Jumin asked anxiously, Hey, are you okay? Seeing Yu Young gasping for air, Jumin asked again softly, Are you all right? Did you have a nightmare? You're not a little kid anymore. Jumin watched Yu Young carefully. Suddenly his eyes flew wide open. Yu Young grabbed Jumin's collar and pulled himself forward, his breathing all ragged. Jumin immediately started shaking him. Hey, wake up, Yu Young. Seeing he was still out of it, he thought, asterisk, is he dying, asterisk? Try to breathe in and out slowly. Jumin frowned, looking down at Yu Young. Then he climbed onto the bed, cupped Yu Young's chin with his hand, leaned down and breathed into his mouth. Let me help you breathe. Their lips touched. Jumin's whole body was shielding Yu Young. In the quiet night, the only sound was Yu Young's breathing slowly evening out. Jumin glanced at him. He's more stable now, right? His breathing is more even. Yu Young's soft breaths suddenly sent a shiver down Jumin's spine. Asterisk, whoa! Where did that tongue come from? Asterisk! Oh my god! All of a sudden, Yu Young threw his arms around Jumin's neck. The hug pulled Jumin down on top of him again. He was completely flustered. Yu Young was unconsciously hugging and kissing him. Jumin's face turned beet red. He'd never felt anything so soft, so comforting. He cracked his eyes open to peek at Yu Young. Both of their faces were flushed. They stayed like that, lost in a deep kiss for a long time. Asterisk, I can't stop. After a moment, Jumin shot up and wiped his mouth. Don't you dare go telling anyone about this, got it? Yu Young put a hand to his forehead. You know, right, thanks. Jumin looked back at Yu Young, totally confused, then turned to Bolt. Asterisk, oh my god. Yu Young reached out. Wait a minute. He grabbed a fistful of Jumin's shirt, holding on tight. He clenched the fabric he'd just grabbed. Oh look, I'm sorry. Then Yu Young looked up at Jumin. But, could you stay with me a little longer? Jumin turned his head away. What, no? See this right here. If I wasn't holding on, you'd be gone in a second. Yu Young leaned closer, his arms tightening around Jumin's waist. Don't go. Jumin hesitated, hearing the plea in Yu Young's voice. Can't you just stay? Yu Young's arms held on tight, trembling just a bit. Please. Jumin looked up at the ceiling and let out a soft sigh, then whispered, I won't go anywhere. And he actually stayed put. I'm not going anywhere. Seeing that Yu Young was finally asleep, Jumin quietly closed the door. He tiptoed back to his own room. The door clicked shut. Jumin slammed his fist against it with a thud. He kept hearing Yu Young's words from before, don't go. Then the image of Yu Young begging for him to stay flashed through his mind, mixed with the scene of their kiss, the one asterisk he asterisk had started. Jumin physically flinched, remembering everything that just happened, and his mind was a complete chaotic mess. Jumin was so unbelievably annoyed at that crazy guy. He gritted his teeth. Asterisk, what have you been doing to me all this time? You keep pulling this stuff on me. You're the only one who ever does. Jumin leaned his forehead against the door, trying to get his head on straight. Come on, Jumin, it's already morning. Weird things happen, but he's always early for work. Today he's late. That's a first. Jumin's face looked completely wrecked. From a sleepless night, thanks to Yu Young. How can that guy be so calm? Does he not remember what happened last night? Hey, don't you have anything to say to me? What's that, you trying to pick a fight now? Is that your new move? Jumin just ignored him. Forget it. If you want to say something, you'll have to fight me first. What now? What is it this time? Suddenly, some dude walking the other way totally slammed into Jun Min's shoulder. He had these wild tattoos covering one side of his face. This guy can't even watch where he's going, Jun Min muttered, squinting. Seriously, I'm already so pissed off. Yugyun jumped in to stop him. Whoa, hold on, Yugyun said, getting between them, the tension thick. My bad, man, I was talking and wasn't looking. I'll be more careful next time. Plus, we're super late. Can we just bounce now? Whatever, just get out of my face. Yugyun pushed Jun Min along, telling him to hurry up. Oh man, thank you. You have a good one. Hey, that guy totally started it. Yeah, I know. Let's just go. But Jun Min was still fuming. Who the hell was that guy? Why do I have to apologize to some jerk like that? What are you scared of him? No. It's because we're gonna be late for class, you idiot. The man stood completely still, watching them walk away. I'm sure I've seen that kid somewhere before. The man frowned. Who is that guy? He wondered, his eyes following them. I feel like I've seen him somewhere. Sunlight flooded the room. Jun Min glanced at Yugion and yelled, Hey, Yugion! Yugion was already taking off. We don't have time to just stand around like this. Huh? What's the big deal? Jun Min stood there totally confused. Fine, whatever, there's still tons of time. Why should I even care about that guy? Gross. Jun Min looked up. This is an Esper level 1 sudden outbreak warning. They were in a wrecked rundown area where a few people were talking. This whole place is jammed with signal interference, which makes using abilities a total nightmare, right? So for this one, bring a few people with high compatibility to enforce the rules. Got it. Jun Min walked up to the guy. Who are you, Jun Min? What are you doing here? I got called in for some urgent wedding business. Is this it? It was Yugion. He turned back and said, Look, I gotta get in there now. I'm out. Suddenly, Jun Min's hand shot out and grabbed Yugion's wrist, and both of them froze. Why did my hand just move on its own? Can we talk after you're done in there? Yeah, okay. I'll see you after. I'm for real leaving now. Yeah. Jun Min's frown finally relaxed. Yugion stepped forward. I'll coordinate support. In the meantime, please enforce the emergency rules. You got it. They started climbing the stairs. All of a sudden, they stopped dead when someone lunged straight at Yugion. Yugion spun around, his eyes wide. The attacker grabbed Yugion by the throat. Yugion. Then the guy slammed him into the ground so hard it cracked. Yugion spit out blood from the brutal impact. Through the cloud of dust, the stranger who attacked Yugion came into view. Yugion tried to push through the pain, struggling to get up. The attacker lunged again, grabbing Yugion by the neck and lifting him clean off the ground. Yugion's face twisted in agony. Wait! He could finally see the attacker's face clearly. This guy. Yugion recognized him. He was an Esper who worked on the floor below their office. Hey there, my baby just turned 100 days old. I baked some cakes to celebrate. You want one? That was him. The guy who had just been handing out cakes for his daughter's 100-day celebration. The hand squeezed tighter and tighter around Yugion's neck, and Yugion could feel he was losing the strength to fight back. He was draining his regulated energy. The attacker's face was completely empty, like no one was home. He was instinctively just craving energy, thinking fast. Yugion threw both his hands up to grab the hand that was choking the life out of him. I have to find a way to guide him to help him snap out of it. Suddenly, Jun Min appeared, screaming, Yugion! A circle of light appeared in front of Jun Min, which made the attacker hesitate. Jun Min kept reaching forward. The attacker looked at Jun Min and actually started to calm down, letting Yugion go. Yugion doubled over, trying to breathe. Jun Min gritted his teeth, pissed off. I seriously need to adjust through these distorted waves. Yugion gasped. Okay. Jun Min finally yelled out, Yugion, are you okay? Yugion opened his dazed eyes. What? Why is Jun Min here? He pushed himself up. Of course I'm fine. Suddenly, Yugion froze. Hey, what's wrong, Jun Min? Yugion turned his head away. I feel like something's really wrong. Yugion fainted. Yugion, hey, wake up! Out of nowhere, Park Haewon appeared. She's an S-class therapy Esper. Esper Kia Jun Min. Sorry, I'm a little late. Quick, lay him down. Haewon put her hand on Yugion's forehead. A blue light started glowing from her palm. Suddenly, Haewon stopped. We have to get him to the center now. What? Haewon explained. Because the waves in this area are so messed up, the guiding energy has built up way too much inside him. Jun Min was worried. So what am I supposed to do? Haewon continued. We need to perform a reverse guiding right away. Jun Min was completely shocked. Reverse guiding. Because he's got way too much excess energy, we have to drain it out through reverse guiding. If you're not comfortable with it, head back to the center and find another Esper. Before Haewon even finished her sentence, Jun Min was lifting Yugion up. Haewon said urgently, just lightly touching his body isn't going to work. Are you sure about this? Jun Min replied calmly, it's enough. He held Yugion in his arms. Whatever happens here, you don't say a single word to anyone. Yugion raised a hand to clutch his chest, his breathing heavy and ragged. Jun Min watched from the side. He looks even worse than before. An image of Yugion grabbing his collar flashed in his mind. I already absorbed a ton of your energy and you're still like this. You know what, I give up. Suddenly, Yugion twisted and started coughing violently. Jun Min pressed his lips into a thin line, watching Yugion's condition. Just let it out once or twice. It might help with the bruising. Hey, Yun. He sat down, swaying Yugion's body gently. I don't care how bad it feels, you have to get through this. I'm trying to get through it, too. Jun Min's mind raced, thinking about how to transfer the energy without skin-to-skin contact, and he realized there was only one way this was going to work. After he did what needed to be done, Jun Min was like, I'm totally losing it. Okay, that should do it. Yugan started to stir. Kia Jun Min, are you wiggling your fingers? What the heck are you even doing? Yugan's back arched in pain. Jun Min remembered what Haya said. Asterisk, a light touch isn't gonna cut it. What's that even supposed to mean? So, I just have to go all the way, right? Jun's eyes narrowed. Or maybe I should just call another Esper. After everything that just happened, Yugan's eyes fluttered open and he peeked at the person behind him. Jun Min, how's it going? And just like that, Yugan was out again. Meanwhile, in some run-down abandoned house on the edge of the city, a dude with red hair was staring up at the sky. The Esper riot. The center handled it. Already dealt with, he muttered, frowning. Some total moron just decided to start weaving out of nowhere, and the center had to swoop in right away. So what's the deal with that guy? He conked out the second he finished weaving. A younger guy smirked and nodded, saying, "It's only temporary. Keep a close eye on him and wait for my signal." The red-haired guy bowed his head. "Yeah, got it. Call me if anything goes down." Then silence. The young guy was left standing by himself. Asterisk, can the center seriously handle a loose cannon like that, asterisk? He let out this creepy laugh, wondering who that dude asterisk really asterisk was. Back at the hospital, Yugan was groggily coming to. Is this a hospital? Suddenly, Hia lunged forward and grabbed Yugan by the collar. "Are you brain dead? You got a death wish or something?" Jun gently pushed Yugan back down. "Are you okay?" Yugan reached up, rubbing his chest. Asterisk, this chick has the nerve to grab a patient's collar. Jun's fists were clenched so tight his knuckles were white. "What is wrong with you pulling a stunt that reckless?" Jun Min yelled. "You think you're some kind of Esper? You're lucky you're not dead. One tiny screw-up and you'd be in a body bag right now. Not a hospital bed." The idiot struggled to sit up. "If things hadn't gotten that bad, I wouldn't have had a choice. Why are you being so freaking stubborn all of a sudden?" He was shaking like a leaf. "There were no other options. You're throwing your life away for weaving. Do you have any idea your heart stopped beating twice? You almost died 2 times, get it?" Yugan totally froze hearing that. He tried to sit up more. "Ugh, everything hurts."
"Well, yeah, I guess it would. I was pretty much knocking on heaven's door." Jun Min looked furious, but his eyes were getting watery. "Don't you ever pull a stupid stunt like that again. You hear me?" Yugan was floored. "Hey, are you crying?" "What crying?"
"Just got some dust in my eye," Jun Min sniffled. Asterisk, whoa, Jun Min is actually crying. What is even happening right now? Asterisk, Yugan literally got goosebumps. Anyway, what happened to that Esper Sunju Huk? Who? You know, the rogue Esper dude. Jun paused for a sec. Jun kept going. Thanks to some guide who put his own life on the line, that guy didn't get a single scratch. Oh, lucky him. Lucky my butt I'm not jealous of you, you moron. Yugan sighed. Yeah, I can totally tell by your tone. So why am I the one laid up in bed like the big hero? Jun was about to lecture him on messing up a weave, but then was like, whatever. You pushed yourself too hard weaving and then passed out cold. Your recovery was taking forever, so they had to rush you to the ER. Yugan thought asterisk. So that's what happened. God, how embarrassing. And right in front of Jun Min of all people. So from now on, you have to promise me you won't pull any more reckless weaving stunts. Seeing how dead serious Jun Min looked, Yugan was totally surprised. Huh? Promise me. No more idiotic weaving like before. Yugan just stared. Asterisk. Why did the vibe in here just get so weird, asterisk? Okay, fine. I promise. And another thing, if you get an urgent request, just turn it down. What, no way? Jun Min gave him a serious warning. You have to refuse. Yugan pouted. I don't know if I can promise that. But Jun Min just pressed on. Still, aren't you scared it's gonna mess up your evaluation as a temporary guide? Yugan thought Jun Min was acting super weird today. He's never like this. Yugan just sat there on the hospital bed staring at Jun Min. Asterisk. Maybe I hit a nerve or something. Yugan looked down. Asterisk. Even though I'm just a temp guide, he's my Esper and I passed out right after an emergency weave. Asterisk. Maybe this whole thing reminded him of what happened with Uzu. Man, I feel so bad. But then Yugan gripped the blanket. Still, I can't just turn my back on someone who needs guiding. Sorry, but I can't make that promise. Jun shot back instantly. Then let me come with you on the emergency guiding missions. If I'm there, it'll be way less dangerous. But Yugan shut him down. No. Why would you have to come with me? Jun Min's answer completely shocked Yugan. Just because I want to. What? Jun Min awkwardly scratched the back of his neck. Because I care about you. Yugan was so confused. Oh, okay. Jun quickly added, don't worry. I won't get in your way. I'll just hang back and watch. And if things go south, I'll jump in. Yugan could feel his face getting hot. Asterisk, what is this? He's not just saying that, is he, asterisk? Asterisk, does Jun Min, for real, care about me? This is so out of the blue, but it feels like I just unlocked a new level with him. My heart is beating so fast it actually hurts. Yugan quickly covered his mouth with his hand. If you really want to, I guess you can come. Your face is all red. Hey, didn't you say you had something to tell me before? Jun froze for a second, then remembered what happened. He shot up from his chair. So we're good then. What's good? Jun Min just turned and walked out. All right, get some rest. Yugan called out, hey Jun Min? But the door to the room slammed shut. Yugan just slapped a hand to his forehead. Asterisk. Seriously, it's just been one insane thing after another. Yugan flopped back on the bed, tossing and turning. Asterisk. Was that even real? Could I have dreamed all that, asterisk? He shot back up, his face burning. Asterisk. Am I so down bad that I'd actually dream something like that up asterisk? Wait a sec, why is my back killing me like this? Oh, right. Meanwhile, Jun Min practically bolted from the room. A few days later at the center, the director was sitting at her desk. Yugan, are you feeling all better now? Yep, I'm all good now, she went on. Yeah, you really put Jun Min through the ringer. Jun Min's eyes narrowed. Can we not talk about that again? Anyway, the reason I called you both in today is because we've figured out what caused the riot. The director laced her fingers together. So what's the deal? Yu-Gi-On's eyes went wide. Yeah, it was totally a setup by the rebels. The director's face was dead serious. I need you guys to help me shut them down. See, every Esper gets linked to the center the second their powers pop off. We put a chip in their necks to stop them from freaking out and to keep tabs on them. That chip is always checking an Esper's power levels, and it's set to self-destruct if they lose it. And because of that, a bunch of Espers totally rebelled. The group they made is called the Anti-Center Organization. At first, they were all about freedom for Espers, but somewhere along the way they totally lost the plot. Now they're just a bunch of power-tripping grifters, and it got way harder to take them down after they got a new leader. The guy in charge now is GCMJ in S-class, and he's a psychic type too, which are a total nightmare to fight. If you tick him off and he gets in your head, the fallout would be insane. Yu-Gi-On looked back at the director. So what do we do? The director was totally chill. Lately, the anti-center has been laying low, so everyone's kind of let their guard down. Because of that, we're gonna make a documentary about what you two just went through. Yu-Gi-On's jaw dropped. A documentary that would be broadcast everywhere all at once. Both of them just froze. A global documentary for real. Yeah, I bet you thought we were gonna send you on some crazy raid mission, didn't you? The director went on. First off, we need to remind everyone that the anti-center is still a thing. Plus, it's a good chance to show off that South Korea's center is totally on top of its game. Also, Yu-Gi-On and Jun stood there, hands behind their backs, listening hard. You guys remember that insane clip that went viral asterisk? That asterisk insane clip. He flashed back to that fight with Jun. People were still passing that video around, spreading all kinds of rumors and trash talk. So this is our chance to shut all that down for good. Okay, the director asked. No objections, right? Jun was in right away. Yeah, but Yu-Gi-On hesitated. Can I sit this one out? The director tried to convince him, we'll completely blur your face. Plus the EU Center will check the final cut. Yu-Gi-On was not feeling it. Yeah, but I'm still not into it. I don't want to do it. The director just smiled. Well, all the stuff you two broke isn't exactly cheap to fix. The director really knew how to play hardball. And don't forget the founder's statue you broke. The report just came in. It was just a little scratch on the fingernail. Yu-Gi-On scowled. The pinky finger is snapped clean off. You expect us to foot the whole bill? Yep. The director folded her hands. Look, if you really don't want to do it, we won't make you. But please give it some real thought. Rumors fly, but setting the record straight is a whole other battle. Yeah, I'll think about it, Yu-Gi-On muttered, looking down. Jun Min glanced over at him. Hey, about that documentary. You gonna do it? Nope. Jun Min practically begged. Come on, please don't make me do this alone. I said no, Yu-Gi-On said, turning his back. Why not? I hate the idea of being on camera for everyone to see. Jun Min argued. They're gonna blur your face, for safety. Still, I don't want to. Jun swallowed. Yu-Gi-On wavered, and then Jun Min actually bowed to him. Uju might see it. I am literally begging you. Yu-Gi-On just stared at Jun Min. Wait, did he just bow to me? Am I hallucinating? Jun Min kept his head down. No, but like I said, if you don't want to, don't force yourself. Jun looked up and the totally crushed look on his face hit Yu-Gi-On like a ton of bricks. Yu-Gi-On tried to get a grip. Get it together, one Yu-Gi-On. Don't go soft now. Don't let that stupidly handsome face mess with your head. Even if he looks like that, I'm still... Yu-Gi-On froze when he heard what Jun said next. I'll do anything. Yu-Gi-On was thrown. Anything. Wow, never thought I'd hear that come out of Kia Jun Min's mouth. Yeah, joining the special unit is a total pain, but... Yu-Gi-On turned away. Seeing him look that bummed out is even worse. Oh, just one nice word. And I'm a total goner. Yu-Gi-On sighed, giving in. Fine, I'll do it. But you're on bathroom duty for a whole month. What? No whining. You're doing it. Got it. Yeah, Jun agreed. A voice called out. Esper K-on Jun. Sorry, we need you over here for a sec. Let's go. Jun Min turned, muttering something under his breath. Yu-Gi-On just waved him off. Go on, hurry up. Okay, we'll talk later. Elsewhere, someone clenched their fist. What's with all the racket? Then their arm fell to their side. The team leader was calling urgently. As Yu-Gi-On walked off, he couldn't help but think he was way too much of a sucker when it came to Kia Jun Min's face. I wish I could just shake this feeling, but what am I supposed to do? Suddenly a voice cut in. Yo, heard you got messed up. Heard your heart even stopped for a minute. Yu-Gi-On whipped around. Who's this some blonde dude? Is he from the After City crew? Yu-Gi-On immediately spun around and booked it better to just bail, but the blonde guy stayed right on his tail. Figured you'd run. You're an Esper, aren't you? So why are you always acting so reckless, getting in over your head and making a mess? That's how you end up in this situation, dude. But Yugion just kept walking. Where are you off to the gym? The blonde guy yelled after him. Trying to get on my nerves working out so hard. But his next words really got under Yugion's skin. After all, we're the ones out here protecting you. Seriously, Yugan whipped around. Do I even know you? What's with all this crazy talk? Wait, for real, you have no idea who I am. Yugan looked so over it. How am I supposed to know you? We've seen each other like a few times at the center, that's it. Stop acting like we're buddies. The blonde guy pleaded. You really don't remember me at all. Dude, I said I don't. Yugan's answer totally set him off. The blonde guy just snapped, grabbing Yugan's collar and slamming him against the wall, completely losing his cool. Look at me. I'm telling you to remember, so stop lying. Yugan scowled. Why would I lie about that? He grabbed the guy's wrist to push him off. Whoa, this dude's an Esper for real. What kind of power is this, dang it? The blonde guy lowered his head. Do you have any idea how long I've waited? Then suddenly he just lunged at Yugan and kissed him right on the lips. Yugan was completely frozen, with absolutely no clue what was even happening.